Okay, guys, welcome back to Plan B. So, the developer had an issue with the game, and I was unfortunate enough to play a private world long enough to find this. And it is a problem with the water. We were encountering issues where the water would spawn very close, or if not on top of the cities, and the water could not be managed. The dams were not functional, and I didn't want to put out any more content on the game until said point where it was fixed and the developer put out the update. And he seems to be pretty on top of things. It only took about 7 days. Uh, with that fix, I had to start a new world because he changed certain aspects of the game, like where cities spawn, what altitude they spawn at, and where the oceans will be and where they spawn at. And he put in an overlay to see the oceans, and now where future oceans will be appears in a lighter gray on the map. Stuff like that. Also, a couple of fixes to trucks and trains. Instead of stops now, you just get the trucks and trains to place, and when you place those down, you get stops automatically placed for them. I think it's a little more intuitive. It works out pretty well. In order to get back to where we were in the series, I had to make a pretty long video, about an hour long, so I split that into two parts. They'll be released at the exact same time. Uh, it just basically covers what we've already covered, and the glitch didn't really affect that world until I would have reached that point. So feel free to skip these if you'd like. We go all the way up the trains in this one. So without further ado, let's start the first part. So let's do a new planet. Uh, Corn popped up again. I don't think I should name two planets Corn. Let's just name this world Fish Tank. There we go. So, yeah, what happened was, like, when it started flooding, there was no way to control the water, and it was flooding everything. So, it was pretty difficult to really do anything after that point, and it happened pretty early after trains. So, I really didn't want to continue too far into that. It happened around, like, negative 18 degrees Celsius. New Hong Kong. New Herbadad. Let's see here. So he did add things. So apparently the things that will become future oceans are in light blue, if I read that properly. Let's double check. So I'm gonna double check the update page. The changes in the gray overlay, light gray for future ocean bottoms, is exactly what uh the update states. So we're going to stay away from these areas as much as possible and trying to be conscious of the fact that they're there. He changed where cities like create themselves, a minimum elevation that they can spawn in, and he changed the minimum the minimum elevation for, or the maximum elevation for, oceans and water to start. So that should mean that this area will fill with water, definitely. This should be a staggery lake. And this area should stay relatively dry, might end up with some other stuff. I haven't tested really anything in the new update yet, but we are going to find a nice starting spot here that doesn't involve us immediately dying. So this one seems to be the furthest away from water. I like that as a thing. Let's take a look at the resources. What do we got here? We got iron and sulfur really close to this one, and then we have a nice aluminium mine up there. I don't see any fluorite. I see some down there at the bottom of the screen, right here. See one in there. I don't even know how I would get in there to do anything with that. I mean, I guess I could, mine it, but then I really couldn't do anything with it, could I? Can't make trucks over that. Well, luckily, fluorite doesn't have to be nearby anything. I can work with not having fluorite next to a base. So let's just let's do New London. Oh yeah. Oh, another thing that he changed was the what was it? The trucks and the trains. They immediately get placed. There's no reason to place stops or stuff anymore. You just place trains in places. I love that. So we want iron ore on this, so those have some place to go. We've seen this before. We're just gonna set up the main factory, and I'll be back when that's done. Uh, just to get started, a couple of little things. I want to get this iron out of way of the town as soon as possible, so we're gonna mine out all this really quickly. All right, time lapse time. Haha. Yeah, so I was about to put down a another assembler for truck stops, but they're not here anymore. They're gone because now you just put the trucks right on the road. So that was confusing me there for a second. I was scratching my head. So I need mechanical parts to make trucks. That's what we got to do first. So we're gonna make another mechanical parts farm. So I guess this is kind of content that is new. Let's do this. We'll factory it. Steel bar. We'll take it over for steel bar. Then we will factory it again right here for mechanical parts. What did I just put down? That is not the thing I want. I want this thing. There we go. Screwing with my head a little bit there, game. And then after that, we can throw down and make trucks. Okay, what does New London want and need? Tell me all of your desires. Well, I guess the first want and desire you want is probably a supply center. I actually forgot how to copy these. We'll see. Oh, middle mouse button, that's it. Alright, so hopefully it's another one of these right here, and we will switch its production over to the supply center. Should I have that done already? I'm slipping. Alright. How do I want to do this? I'm gonna put my supply center right there for now. I should have enough roads by this point to... Well, I would like to just go straight out there, so let's go out this way. That way, and then we can go over as far as we want. I guess I would like a road to come just like that. So this is new to me. I get to click here. And then I click here for concrete. Oh, there we go. It adds the stops in just like that, huh? I'm guessing all the other mechanics are pretty much the same. I will go for about 20 annually. I think we only need 10, so that's double what we need. That should be perfect. And now New London will start to grow and prosper. What else could we be doing before that happens? We have plenty of those, plenty of those, plenty of those. We probably could afford another one of these, but I really want to get to Mark II depots before too long goes by here. It's all the way down there. I'm not sure that mining any of this will really matter because I can't do anything with it. I don't want to waste my thingamajiggers, my depots, and my extractors just yet. Growth. We have a solar panel and what looks like water towers. That would be awfully cold water. There we go. Now we can do aluminium. I didn't know that came in yet. We can do carbon, oxygen, and we have the atmospheric extractor. So let's slow things down here for a second. Let's look at what we have to build now. The assembly plant needs just mechanical parts, so let me start that. I really want to start getting rid of this as soon as possible. Not really much for me to do in that department for the moment. Except for set up more of these mind-numbing 1-2 setups. Atmospheric extractor. We'll delete this. We don't need that anymore. It was just to look at things. And we're going to speed the time up until we get a few atmospheric extractors. I just totally destroyed my supply depot. There we go. New London was worried for a minute. They need oxygen now. And since I don't like this road, I'm going to delete it. And we're going to bring it by right here. And we might take a length of it over here. Like that. Perfect. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Don't touch it. We need oxygen on this side now. We need to fix our truck depot. So let's go ahead and do that. Click for concrete. Alright, we got our road set back up for the concrete supply. Now we need to make and set up for the other one. Why are you not crafting? Oh, you need aluminium bar. Well, that's super annoying. So I'm gonna let that run, but it's not gonna actually work. We're gonna come up here and make a factory to do this. So that was my mistake. I guess I'll use this up. I'll place this here. We want this for aluminium ore. That's going to go into a factory for the aluminium bar. And that's going to be output here. Now, I would like to do more than one of these. So, if I do this here, and delete this, that's where a factory can go for aluminium bar, and that can be sent into this and this, which will be perfect. So I'll delete this side, and now we're feeding into two, and they're connected in some fashionable way. Down here, we're going to set up the next part. We'll try to do that as quickly as possible. We know how to make steel bar at this point. Then I just need a road that just kind of connects these two. Just like that. Now I just need a road that will lead to a factory. Just like that. The next thing we need to do is actually set up for a 2 input, 1 output kind of deal. It doesn't actually have to output to me. So if I put steel bar there, and then I put aluminum bar there, and we'll just slap an assembly plant down for the atmospheric extractors. This isn't really gonna work. I am not a bright cookie. We have made some mistakes. And I can't figure out how the delete key works. We need another factory set up here. So we need one for mechanical parts. We're gonna need a lot of mechanical parts up here, which is why I'm setting it up 2 by right now. These need storage, so one here for mechanical parts, and one here for mechanical parts. Now my road's gonna be funny. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna have to deal with my funny road. And now we need mechanical parts here. We'll put mechanical parts there as well, and we'll put aluminum bars there. That will let us do more than the prescribed amount here. And I want to set one here for steel bar. I want to delete this and replace it over here. And that is going to make our atmospheric extractors. The next thing we need to do is set up another truck stop from here to here. And that will be for our aluminum bar. Did I set this truck stop up for the wrong thing? Wow. I'm really stuck on steel bars. Like, that's all I can think about, apparently. I think 3 trucks for that will be fine. We should do at least 4 for that one because it's a little bit longer. That's going to start our atmospheric extractors. We got those going. So the only thing that I really need down here is the ability to get oxygen to my city. And we're going to back out. Make sure we're not building over here in the middle of that. It looks like he also kind of had ore veins somewhat exclude themselves from that location, those locations as well, which is pretty nice. That's not bad. And this time we're not going to make the mistake of trying to grow all of the cities all at once, because that makes no sense. Right. We need oxygen. Let's put an O2 there, and let's put the oxygen generators all around it, and they will feed it and bring it down to us. It'll be glorious. One there. We'll put one there for oxygen. That can do 10. We want to pump it up to 40. I'm not sure if I'm producing at 40, but we're going to find out. To do 12 annually per one. If we just say 10, that's 40 right there, easy. So we have 60. Perfect. New London is growing again. Let's sit back and let the upgrade happen, and when that happens, we will pop back in. All right, we're back. We have reached 100 in our biggest city, which is New London. It's the only city that we've been working on, and now we have polymer bar, reinforced concrete, high-tech parts, and the Depot Mark II, which is what I really wanted to get into. So we need polymer and aluminum bar for that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to slow this down because we're getting rid of basically all of our infrastructure for that Mark II. we are going to go in and assemble the final thing we need, Depot Mark IIs. That should be the only thing, yeah. That's the only thing it needs. It's going to start pumping them out. We're going to speed this up, get a couple of Depot Mark IIs going. I do not need the Mark I Depot crafter anymore. We're disassembling it. We're making it disappear. That's not to say that I can't use the iron that's going to come from here, because the city is getting awful close, and because it is, I'm going to do this. We'll just say this is for steel bar, and hopefully that prevents the city from running into this side. I don't think it will. I have so many factories, though, I really don't care. It's just... hopefully the city won't grow beyond those. That'll be nice. Alright, we up to 8 Mark II depots. I need to make sure that I don't have anything else here making depots. Yeah, I mean, I don't... it's not that I don't mind if they're made, it's just that I don't want to waste the iron, since that one's so close. And we're doing great over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade that to a Mark II and that to a Mark II. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to do this. We're going to create at least one more of these. Creating Depot Mark IIs. We'll get Depot Mark IIs off the ground. And essentially what's going to happen now is that all of this infrastructure disappears and we rebuild it, because it's not set up for Mark II gear yet. So now we have iron. I'm not going to take this very far. I'm only going to take it probably up to here to get refined into everything else that we need. And right now we need a little bit of... what do we need? We need mechanical parts and a bunch of other stuff. But for the moment, what's going to be making our extractors are going to be these two assemblers right here. They're just going to pull off the sides, and we're going to pull from the middle to make everything else. So I want to set up a new line here, and this is going to make mechanical parts, and it just needs steel bar. And we're going to get that in with a truck. So we'll pull from here straight to there, not very far. Ton of throughput on this. I can just put a couple of trucks on it and it's gonna work just fine. And there is our mechanical parts. Something that's a little more permanent, but not too bad. Now I need to make certain things over here. So on the ends, I'm gonna plop down that. I need assembly plants, and I need factories. Those have always got to be made. And I'm gonna stick one out here just to see what else could I possibly need just mechanical parts for, and it looks like it's just a nope. I have been duped. I have duped myself. I can place this here for trucks. I need trucks. Let's double check that again. I have been duped once, I can be duped again. I have factories, I have assembly plants, and I have trucks. This needs concrete, and since this seems to be doing well on this side of it, I can push for one or two more of these. I can upgrade all of these to Mark IIs, and I can upgrade all of these to Mark II. And that's going to increase capacity a little bit, and that means I can also place these just a little bit further away and get the same results. I can place this here, for instance, and it can make my roads. And I can place this here, and it can make my landmark towers, which I don't think I need a ridiculous amount of, but doesn't hurt to have them. And that puts the concrete into the next level. I don't think that New London needs concrete anymore. I think it needs reinforced concrete now, which is where all this extra iron is going to come in handy. So I have this concrete, and I have this truck line. I'm going to delete that truck line because we don't need it anymore. And we are going to delete this, and we're going to make another road right here. Now this extra road is going to take, I believe, a factory to make reinforced concrete. Just like that. And this is going to store all of our newly created reinforced concrete. Like this again. This is going to be steel bar. Place it every other one. And then I grab a new one. This is going to be concrete. Place it every other one. Now all I need is some trucks. So we want a truck here. And we'll take it down to the concrete. Right, and we want concrete, and we want to swap this, inverse the direction. Let's get something like 60, 65, something like that. Now we need to pull from our iron line, and that's going to go right there for iron bar. And let's see what kind of damage we can do with that. 60, 65, 69, whatever. All the same stuff. We're not looking to be perfect here. We just need some reinforced concrete. The reason I left a space here too is that I also need to get material out. So we make roads for that. Right? Reinforced concrete has to go down to our city. It is the new concrete. And that means this needs changed over to reinforced concrete instead. And we'll try and get 60 in here too, just as a good baseline. I gotta be producing 60, right? Yeah, I'm definitely producing 60. As long as I can get more steel bar and concrete in here. Seem to be running pretty low. Pump that up to 85. So there's our reinforced concrete build. That's supplying the city. The city should have plenty of oxygen. It needs 19. It's getting at least 60. I mean, I don't know how many trucks I put on here. There, now it's getting almost 60. This is getting almost 60, and we're only requiring 20. So the city's going to continue to grow. And that, I don't know what gives us. I think it's the next thing is going to give us the temperature buoys. I want to get those placed down too as soon as possible. I really don't think we need that many supply bins. So I could possibly just delete this or change its recipe to something more useful like roads. I don't need roads. What do I need? What just takes concrete? Nothing. Nothing just takes concrete. I really don't need more roads. I guess I could just delete it. Boop. Alright. See how this is doing. We need high-tech parts. That is what we need. Oh, greenhouse gas. So let's slow the game down here to a crawl. We need high-tech parts, and we need to get the greenhouse gases going. So let me go ahead down here. I have this down here. I need a fluorite node next to a sulfur node that's not going to be flooded in 10 years. And again, that's what these big light spots are, where oceans will start to form later in the game. As per the new update, this spot looks good down here. It's nice small nodes. So we're going to work on those. Now I only need this one here for fluorite. Technically, I could get all that with that, just like it is. I should be able to grab basically the entire node with what I just placed down. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be doing this to gather all the ore. I mean, I know I'm going to miss 4 spots here, but that's not that big of a deal to me. So, I don't really think it matters, personally. I think it's going to work just fine the way it is. Alright, we just went ahead straight on over that direction, and then we're going to pull a line off. Just like that. And now we will set up our sulfur nodes. Place one here for sulfur. Place one back there, over here, over there. Just kind of sprinkle them in. That should get the whole node. Like I said, not looking for exact sciences here. As long as one transfers into the other, I couldn't care less as long as I get the required amount of material. Not getting all of the material will not kill me. There's more than enough material on this planet probably to terraform it. Not sure exactly for sure, but I'm also not a scientist. So we'll put that in just like that. Should be good. We'll start a road here, and then we'll bring it right there. That works for me. And we'll say right here is a good spot for sulfur. And right here to here is a good spot for fluorite. Reach in here and grab some fluorite storage. And we'll place that every other one. And we will grab another one and set it in for sulfur. Every other one. Oh, there's quite an incline here. I couldn't even really notice. The altitudes really changed too. They used to be around 200s. I'm looking at 602 there. That was surprising. Now we haven't actually created any of these, and I guess that's probably what I should have done first, but hey, I'm not the brightest guy. Okay, guys. So we're done with part 1. We're going to move on to part 2. Part 2 is out already. All you got to do is click on the link. In part 2, we're just going to go through the rest of getting the temperature up and unlocking the trains and getting our first trains down. I'll see you guys in episode 2. Bye for now.